What's going on, everybody? All right, I guess I'll wrap it up with this one tonight. I, One of the comments on the community page on the poll, whether I should do the second channel, Lou versus the Apocalypse, one of our family members there put, come back to, Bed Bath and Beyond and stuff like that. Save us. You can take a look at it there. And my thing is right now, the reason why I've stayed away from talking about the AMC, the Bed Bath & Beyond, the GameStop, stuff like that, is because right now you have to understand everything that led to the badness that happened in all those plays is still going on. All the casted characters are there. Nobody's enforcing anything. And at the opposite side of that are the biggest names on Wall Street, biggest banks and stuff. So they're not going to take the hit. Now, I will say that I'm waiting because, like I said, I still hold my AMC. Even though I've gotten heavy into crypto, and like I said, I prefer much more the crypto market than I do the stock market, just because I hold possession of my coins. My coins are in the possession of me and my people. It's a much better thing, and a lot of things can be seen on the ledger. There's no synthetics, there's none of that stuff. But let me just say something to you. Okay, right now, I said something that I believe 100%, and I said it a couple of days ago. And I said that the entire market is almost like this matrix, like this pretend market. It's not a real market. It's not a real market because when people buy in, stock doesn't go up. Okay? That's the reality of it. And they do that through a lot of different things, the algorithms, the dark pools, everything like that. So you can't buy and put pressure on a stock to go up. When any calls are going to be, come in the money, boom, they change the numbers. The second something becomes so pressurized, like it's going to squeeze, reverse split comes in. It's hard to talk about a stock when things like that are going on because you start to say to yourself, like, whoa, everywhere you go, they change the rules. Like, for real, like they change the rules. So, 2 seconds. I'm running around. When that happens, it's hard to comment on something because you go, whoa, that's fucking illegal. Oh, look at that shit. Look at what they did. I mean, at a certain point, you're like, okay. The only thing that could trigger those things is super high inflation because the interest rates have to go up, and then the market downturn, and then people wanting their money, getting scared, and then you'll have people covering. But then what they're gonna do is they're gonna suspend stocks, and then the brokers are gonna step in and just pull the stocks. Just like what, like listen, after what happened with GameStop with the buy button disappear, you gotta understand. It happened also to AMC as well. It's very hard to cover that stuff because the people who are supposed to save us, that's not real anymore in the Wall Street. That's why I left it. I left it, and I'm over in the crypto side, and the returns are going to be much greater. I still hold stock, and I still want people to win, but it's hard, because it's like a facade. Like, look at the ticker price. That ain't a real price. Look at the price movement. That's not the real price. Look at the volume. That's not the real volume because it's the dark pool. How many shares are available to borrow? That's not real because that's technically naked. Wait a minute, we're on the threshold list. 50-something days. Nobody enforces it. That's why I can't cover it, because you get to the point where you're like, what is this? It's crazy world. So you just got to wait for conditions to change, and then conditions change, and then it traps people. That's what it is. But I believe Wall Street, the entire thing is it's a big fugazi. But like I said, what you're seeing, it's like when me and Benny were kids. Benny came up with all I can say is his summertime scheme. We used to know a couple of guys that were lifeguards on Jones Beach, and they wanted to take the day off. They didn't want to be on the beach. They wanted to do other things. So Benny offered a service. You pay us, and we'll step in for you. We're not like no lifeguard. We're like a half a lifeguard, like a quarter lifeguard. Plus, considering that most of the times nothing's going on, somebody needed a day off, we just slip in, like he checks in, but we just check in afterwards. And we're there like hanging on the beach and stuff like that, half a bay watch. And we were there, and it was cool and stuff like that. And like I said, on a normal day, there was nothing wrong, I even one time I saved this fat chick, like for real. It was her, the waves were always strong there because of Long Island. So I'm looking at her, and I can see that she's about to get pulverized. So I'm just going over there to just like tell her, yeah, you better not want to be in there, like me being a half a lifeguard. But nonetheless, she went in anyway. So in order not to blow the summertime gig, because these guys were making a lot of money, they were paying us cha-ching to just fill in for them. So when she was out there, she's like, help, help. She was going down there with the octopuses. So I went in and I grabbed her. I got that big hoof. You know, like I put her, let me tell you something, there's nothing heavier than a fat chick's arm when it's wet. When she grabbed me around my neck, oh my God, I have fought Russian wrestlers and I never got a big, like, it was like that. It was like the hoof was around. Like I couldn't even breathe, but I dragged her out and stuff like that. I just dropped her on the beach like a walrus and I just told her like that, like, chill out, catch some sun, everything will be okay. Just walked away. What you think I'm gonna do, mouth to mouth on this fucking pterodactyl? Like, no way. Funny story on that one. Like 4 or 5 days later, we turned around and we were working again. So 2 guys took off, right? And the waves were fucking crazy. And all of a sudden there was this big fat fucking dude. Like, when you know those kind of guys that really, like, he probably goes to the beach like once every 17 years. Well, today he decided he was going to go to the beach. He was going to go in the water. So, you know, me and Benny, we're like looking at him, but not looking at him because that's the last motherfucker we're going to try to save. Let me tell you something. The second he got close to the wave, it did one of those tsunami things where it just backed up. So he thought everything was great. So he walked in there, what is like 1990 version of Crocs. And I remember he had these stupid glasses on and this white hat, like a Gilligan's hat. And when that wave came back, me and Benny were like looking with one eye because we knew this motherfucker's gonna need a helicopter to save him. All of a sudden that wave hit him. It hit him like it punished him. Like, you eat that fucking Twinkie one more time, here you go. Then it just dragged him out into the ocean. So me and Benny, since we're not like lifeguards or nothing like that, and you know, he's a big fat guy. We're thinking he's gonna float. Like, we didn't know about, you know, like, we thought he was gonna float until we saw him disappear. We just saw that fucking hat go in a different direction. So we had to go in there looking for this fucking half an octopus. So we go start looking around and, like, no joke, he pops up like a beach ball. And he's screaming. We're like, shut up, you're gonna get us in trouble. We're trying to protect our summertime gig. And he's screaming, help, help, and shut up, motherfucker. Shut up, we'll push you under the water again. You're gonna get us in trouble. You don't want to get arrested out there. Was it Suffolk County, Nassau County? Whatever. So at the end of the day, we dragged this fucking, I mean, we were dragging him back and waves were fucking us up and everything. At a certain point, we got so fed up with everything, we just left him on the edge of the beach. The waves were hitting him. He was like, don't leave me. We're like, fuck you. We're not even real lifeguards. Go fuck yourself. You know, taking a big fat wet dude out of the beach, like, not for nothing. Like, I even stepped on his foot. I was so pissed off. But the reality was, it was not an environment for him to go in the water. It was not an environment for us to go try to rescue this fucking half a woolly mammoth. And at the end of the day, that's how the Wall Street is right now. I don't really believe anybody should be in the stock market that's retail right now. You're dealing with high frequency traders, algorithms. You're dealing with dark pools. You're dealing with nefarious motherfuckers that they do shit for billions. They pay millions in fines. You can't even work around that stuff. You know. That's the reality of it. That's why, you know, listen, when it starts to cook up and I see something happening, or maybe I have to explain something, maybe it helps, but I'm not going back in. I'm not putting my money in there. Why? There's no reason to. You know, at the end of the day, let's face it, you know, I look at the crypto, the market, to make the money. I still got stocks at AMC. I don't need to hold it, but I keep it there for the fuck of it. If there's something that pops up, I'll do it. But at the end of the day, right now, Wall Street's the matrix. So here's to being in and out of the matrix. Good night, motherfuckers.